Welcome to A Morning Message. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And today's message is about communication and unity and what that really means. Archangel Michael has been with me. Now, Archangel Michael typically likes to offer his energy to protect. But he says that concept of protection is very different than what most humans understand the concept of protection to mean. Protection means to provide, in his context, to provide a vibration that gives one the opportunity to realign themselves to a higher state of being. Now, when he said that to me, I said, that's really fascinating, because my idea and understanding of protection is that you shield somebody from something that could harm them, or you insulate them from a pain or suffering. He said, no. He said, we put out vibrations of higher frequency that when you tune into them, your state of being begins to change to match that vibration. And he uses examples like depression. He says depression is a vibration that's exclusively connected to your past. It's not who you are. It's a vibration that you're identifying with that's connected to a past that's already completed. He says when you are able to release that, you have to have something else to go to. So to let go of what you're familiar with, your depression, and to move to a new state of being, you need to know what that new state of being or that new vibration is like. And so they broadcast, he says, all of us, Master Jesus, Buddha, Lao Tzu, any being that has evolved beyond the past, present, or the past, future, into the present as it is now, understands and transmits consistently frequencies and vibrations of love. And that love is a vibration that has many layers in it, just as depression is a vibration that has many layers in it, many depths to it, just as love has many heights to it. We transmit this frequency called love, and those of you that are seeking it will feel it. You can feel our presence around you. You can feel that shift within you when you move your attention off an old vibration onto a new vibration that we transmit. And this is the truth of offering protection. It's communicating a vibration that you may, through an act of your will, align yourself to or choose to ignore. The choice is completely yours. All we can do is transmit the frequency to you, but you must be willing to receive it, to tune into it. We are not responsible for making certain that you change your mind, because it is your mind, not ours. But we are of one mind in the frequency of love at many different bandwidths. But you must be willing to surrender your unloving state to move into a loving state. And until you make that choice, you cannot even recognize or perceive or feel our vibrations, which are constantly being broadcast to you from many countless beings on many planes that are transmitting into this earth at this time of ascension, giving you the opportunity, each and every one of you, the opportunity to realign your awareness, your being, to that which it truly is in harmony with. You may be in harmony with depression if you so choose. You may be in harmony with anxiety if you so choose, but you may also choose to be in harmony with love, excitement, passion, playfulness, fun, joy. You have that free capacity to choose, and it is in your freedom to choose that you get to liberate your being from one state and move it into another, from one moment to the next, to the next, to the next. The choice is completely yours. All we seek to do is broadcast the vibration that will enable you to move your consciousness and your state of being into an alignment of what you call joy or love. This is what is meant to protect you, to offer you a frequency. For love in and of itself is a vibration that will not be impinged on by any other frequencies. And so one can be in an extremely loving state and walk down the street and see people suffering and in pain, but not be caught up in that pain and suffering, but rather than emanate that sense of love and compassion to those others, offering them also the chance to shift and change their consciousness. One cannot force love down another person's throat. One may, in fact, allow a person to receive that, but that is it. You cannot make another person change, but you can hold the highest light for them, towards them, from your state of being, and let that energy be afforded them, so that if they see it, if if they feel it, they will change if they so choose. But you cannot enact your free will upon another person. For to enact your free will upon another person is to violate the very law of free will in the first place. And so it becomes necessary for you to be in a state that you wish to be in, that you choose to be in. You may receive vibrations, and you do all the time, from the environment around you, and you broadcast vibrations into time and space all around you. So the choice then becomes yours. What is it you wish to do? What is it you wish to be? Who are you? What is the vibration on which you are currently vibrating at this moment, right now? Are you vibrating on a frequency of fear? Are you vibrating on a frequency of hope? Are you vibrating on a frequency of joy? It is important because once you identify the frequency that you want to identify yourself as being, you open yourself up to receiving that frequency from all of those that are in harmony. As you know, the old saying, birds of a feather flock together. Well, this is a great truth. So when you align yourself to love deliberately, even if in an environment where nobody else is in that frequency, but if you choose to align yourself into that state, we can guarantee you that by law you will experience or attract into your experience that which is like yourself. That is the case at all times. Will there be conflict in that transformation? Perhaps. For when you begin to change the idea of who you are being into something other than what your environment has conditioned to be, then your environment may seek to try and keep you in that old paradigm, because that's the way it functions. But as you begin to enable your consciousness to be liberated from the old behaviors, the old thoughts, the old habits that no longer serve the higher functionality of your soul on this physical dimension, rest assured you'll be free. That is the law. You cannot mix oil and water. I'm just thinking also of an example that I've used often is take a little bowl of water and you drop a couple drops of oil in it, maybe olive oil, put olive oil in a bowl of water, and then take and look at how that oil sits on the surface, and then take a single drop of dish soap and drop it right in the middle of the bowl, and watch how the chemistry of the dish soap alters the chemistry of the oil, and then literally it displaces the oil gets pushed away. And I use that as a metaphor for what Michael's just been saying, and that is, when you move into a state of love and grace, think of that as like the dish soap coming into the oil of the environment you're in. And if you can stay in that state of love and grace, it will affect everything around you. And when we teach our class and courses on mediumship, one of the exercises we give students is to go out into the world and practice being in a state of love. Go to a familiar place you're used to going to, where you know what to expect there normally, but go in there with the intention of sitting down, moving into a state of love in a quiet corner of the place. Just relax into a state of love and just vibrate that frequency out and watch what happens over the next 30 to 60 seconds. Just watch what starts to happen. And the same thing, you can move into a state of joy. You can also move into a state of sadness. Whatever emotional frequency you're radiating will affect the people, the events, the circumstances, and the energy in the space around us. That's why some people, they can walk into space and they light it right up, and other people, they walk into space and everybody goes, ooh, right? It's because we're radiating energy that changes it. And when you're not subjective to other people's energy, you become causative to their energy. And that's one of the reasons why Michael and Jesus and Buddha and Lao Tzu and all these beings are in a natural state of being, a state of love. Then they radiate that. They don't have to try to. They are just being that. And once you go from trying into being, now your being will be the doing of that which is who you are, which is love or joy or playfulness. And being able to change your being from just love to being playfulness or being excitement is what freedom is. The ability for you to deliberately and intentionally choose a state of being that will make you experience your life as you want to experience your life. Now, Michael's been telling me that this is happening on a global scale right now. The transmissions being received by this planet, are very high vibrational frequencies, galactic frequencies of love, that science is just beginning to, they're putting out all these devices in space because they're realizing there are different spectrums, different bandwidths of frequency, energy, and consciousness that they're becoming aware of now. These frequencies from the sun, cosmic rays, cosmic radiation, a lot of people, they can harm the form, but if you are in an aligned, what Michael calls an aligned state of being love, the conventional causes and effect of the physical world begin to be altered in terms of how they will impact your physiology and your state of being. For you are a transmuter of energy and consciousness. You are not simply a subject to them. But this is something you must learn. This is something you must choose to know that you can raise and increase the frequency and the being of your consciousness to whatever level you wish to, above or below. The choice is completely and deliberately yours, but you must choose to align yourself to that which you would call love, to that which you would call joy, to that which you would call happiness, to that which you would call playfulness. And when you align yourself to that, you align yourself to those of us that are in resonance with that frequency, and your energy is strengthened. Like a mesh being put together. This is happening on a global scale. Many of you now are aligning to love, are aligning to playfulness, are aligning to joy. And as a result, human consciousness and the planetary environment are going through changes that are natural effects of shifts in the vibrational constant of the human collective unconscious. And this is not as complex as it might sound to some of you. It's very simple. Just choose to be in a state of love and grace. And you can be given that transmission for many years. Like I said, I was 20 years old when I was going to jump off a bridge, and my guardian angel John spoke to me from a place. And I was aware I heard a voice. I was aware the voice told me to do certain things. I followed the instructions of the voice. My life completely changed. It turned around from being wanting to not wanting to live to going into a whole new direction. But even then, I still did not know or recognize that this was this non-physical being, John, my guardian angel, communicating to me. I wasn't in an emotional state to completely grasp that. So many of you may find yourself in depression or anxiety, but understand that they are around us all the time. Those frequencies of love and joy are available to us all the time. But we need to be willing or be open to receiving them. Even if you can just sit somewhere for 2 minutes and just say, I'm open to being love. And that's a statement Michael just said right now. He said, make that statement. I'm open to being love. You don't want to say, I'm open to receiving love. You want to say, I'm open to being love. Because if you make the statement, I'm open to receiving love, then you're implying that your love is still outside of you. But the truth is, love is the essence of who each and every one of us is in the nature of our true being. So make your statement of, I am open to being love. And in that declaration, you will feel the vibration of the presence of all of us that are around you, for you align yourself to that through the very nature of your choice. For your choice deliberately and intentionally sets matter and energy into motion. And through the being of love, which is what you are liberated in the freedom of that which is love. And you, in turn, become that energy which will liberate others potentially into the freedom of their being love. But in order to communicate the being of love to others, you must be that which you wish to express. You must be that which you wish others to resonate with. Much the same thing as a very beautiful song that you would play will cause other people to get up and dance and move to it. So too, when you begin to broadcast the being of your love, as we are, you will join in the dance. For there's no greater dance than that dance of love and the dance of play and the dance of joy while you're in these physical forms. And there are many levels of what you call physical reality. This is but one small spectrum. But it is a spectrum nonetheless that has called to us saying, I am choosing to be love. And humanity as a whole has been calling out for this for many thousands of years. We are wanting to be love. It's not something you need to get, it's something you need to be. And it must begin with you right now, making the choice, I'm willing and choosing to be love. To be love. Not to get it, to be it. Because to be love implies very specific thoughts and actions that will unfold from your behavior, that will unfold from your speech. For love has very specific energy, very specific behaviors to it. Just as fear and anger, you can readily see the specific behavior and thoughts that are connected with those. But when you choose to be love, you liberate yourself from the old self and you become that which you truly are, which is love. And human consciousness on a global scale is now bridging into that frequency of love deliberately and intelligently. And many of you are part of this process right now as you have been deciding that I'm tired of suffering. I no longer wish to suffer. You're making that decision. I wish to be in a state of love and grace. I am love. I am grace. As you make those transitions from that which you think will fulfill you from the outside to realizing that what you are within yourself will fulfill you on the outside. Who you are being is creating your world. And many of you are now making a conscious and deliberate choice of who you want to be, who you are being now. And from that perspective, we are all in love with you. We are all one in love. We are all working together. Yes, John's saying that I need to go back to this point. It's important you understand the minute you make a conscious choice about I no longer wish to be angry. I no longer wish to be sad. Once you make that choice, you must, what do you want to be? I want to be joyful. I want to be happy. And then sit with your choice. What would that feel like? What would that look like? How would your thoughts be if you went from being angry? What would your thoughts of love and joy be? And to be willing to cultivate and build into your body and your mind these new vibrational frequencies, because you have to release the older vibrational frequencies from the system, which happens automatically as you begin to bring in the new vibrational frequencies. You don't have to worry about shoveling all that shit out. As you start filling the glass with clean water, the water gets clean. The old patterns get diluted and diluted and diluted until they no longer affect you anymore. Be willing to take those steps and take that action. It will not happen instantaneously for most of you, but for some of you it will. But for those of you that experience the slight changes, be patient with yourself. Every little bit adds to every little bit and adds to every little bit, as it did with this one many years ago and still does to this day. And I can personally say that that's absolutely true. Even to this day, there are still so many degrees of love and communication and wisdom and knowledge. There is no ceiling. There's no final place to get to in consciousness as we are deliberately evolving ourselves. As we get to that place, as a species, as individuals, there are no limits. There's literally a cosmic playground where there are beings, there are consciousnesses that are beyond our conceptual understanding, but within our range of experiencing once we get detached from a limited sense of who we think we are. Now, Michael's just reminded me that the primary message today was to realize that you are a being of love and that you must choose to be that. And you must choose not to be a being of fear or a being of guilt or a being of shame or a being of doubt. You must choose to not be that. And the very nature of that choice moves you to being open to receiving higher frequencies of alignment with us. It's much the same way as when you go from grade 1 to grade 2. You don't have to choose who's going to be in grade 2. They're already there. You don't have to choose who's going to be in grade 3 or grade 4 or grade 5. The minute you choose to change the grade or the consciousness that you're being, enables you to automatically align yourself to those of us who are already there, just as you. We wish you much love today. And yes, and be patient. Be very patient with being the new self. And be grateful to let go of the old self. Who's this here? I want to say it's Master Jesus, but it's not. It's somebody else, because I got this really, well, it is. I think it's actually this intense heat. He's saying that know that wherever you place your attention, you are creating your experience. He's saying do not waste time trying to fix your problems. Rather focus on being the solution. What he means by being the solution is by being the embodiment of that which you wish your experience to be. If you wish your experience to be more loving, more joyous, in being the embodiment of that, you are actually beginning to unfold that which you are. You don't have to try and make it happen. You don't even have to try and change the old once you start connecting to the new. He says you turn away from the old. Just turn away from it and stay focused on the new. Let your life be renewed by what it is you're giving attention to. Now, I'm paraphrasing some of what's coming in because it's coming in really strong. And when some of these beings come through me or communicate to me, my physiology changes. I can feel really hot right now. And that's often what happens when Master Jesus comes through. But he said this was more for Michael to say these words to you than it is for I to say these words to you. Yeah, he's just reminding me on Saturday when we do Supernatural Saturday on my YouTube channel live from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Master Jesus is going to be talking about healing and the process and mechanisms about healing. You'll have lots of time to ask him questions on Saturday about that. But I want to thank you for taking the time to come out. If you want to know more about what I'm doing, the work we're involved in, the initiatives we're engaged in, you can go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and you can just go through the website. I got blogs there. There's lots of information. You can see some of the people that have gotten results with the work we've done and the classes we've taught. But reach out to being all you can be right now. Like, reach out to that within yourself. Like, reach out beyond who you think you are and into something more than what you've been conditioned to believe you are. The vast majority of people are subjective to some of the negative mechanisms on this planet. It's time now. We're all being liberated, all of us, and we're all working together to do this. And there are beings around you right now that if you open your heart to being love, being joy, releasing the pain, you'll start to feel energies around you that have always been there, but you can now be open to them. Use that choice to be open to being love. And I guess that's the bottom line to all this is, be love. Be open to being love and watch your world change. Because love is a vibration. It's like music, and it will create change in your world. So thank you for taking the time and coming out and listening to this live morning message. And I will see you all tomorrow, and also on Saturday for some of you that come out to my YouTube channel. Much love to everybody. Bye for now.